So I'm Craig. I spent 4 years in the Royal Artillery, 47 Regiment Air Defence. So I got into drugs at an early age. I was going nowhere. I was just going from one job to another job. And then I got to the age of 24 and I started thinking about joining the forces. So I'd gone down the Army Careers office in Birkenhead, which is where I'm from. So I joined the Royal Artillery, I think it was in 1996. I'd done my basic training down Pirbright. Everything went well, I'd done well in there, but I wanted to come out because I had 2 young children at home that I felt that I was missing out on. So I remember my last day, it was just about going around the regiment, and you had a list of signatures that you had to get before you could leave. And I remember getting my final signature, and it was just a case of, that was it. So I left. I went through that barrier as a civilian. But when I came out, I was a bit lost. Didn't know where I was going. Didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't worried at first because I'd got all my HGV and my chemical licences in the forces. And I thought with that, I'd have it made in Civvy Street. I came out, I had a nice car, I had nice clothes, I had money behind me. Started dabbling. So I started dabbling with cocaine. Been doing this for about a month, 2 months, battering the cocaine. And this one night I couldn't get cocaine anywhere. And I was driving around all the estates in Birkenhead trying to find coke, and I couldn't get it. I bumped into some lad that I knew from school, and I asked him if he could score coke, and he took me to some estate in Rock Ferry. He knocked at this house, and he came back running to the car and went, "Craig, there's no coke, but there's crack." And I remember the instant I smoked it. The first pipe, I knew that on the minute I smoked that I was going back for more. I know heroin's addictive, and I've seen loads of heroin addicts around our estate. I thought, I'll just dabble with it. Before I knew it, I was waking up of a morning, rattling off heroin. My life then started to really spiral out of control. So within 6 months of me being out the forces, I was a heroin, crack and methadone addict. My money dried up, so I started selling my clothes off my back. Then I sold my alloys off my car, and then my car went. So, you know, I'd come out the forces like a proud man. Nice car, money, clothes, and everything to aim for it, I suppose. And within 7 months, shoplifting, thieving off my family, just the crime that goes with addiction. My dad would catch me with drugs in the house, and I'd row with him, and I'd go, and he'd always think that I was going to a mate's, but there was many a night that I slept in the graveyard, which was just up the road from my dad's. And then it just got to a point where I was so desperate that I just didn't know where to turn. It was just a lonely experience. It was just think the lowest point of your life, and then to live like that for 18 years. So I'd come out this graveyard and I was walking to the chemist to get me methadone, and there was a sign on the wall for the British Legion with a free number to ring the British Legion, and my intentions were to ring them to see if I can get a flat. And I used to meet her in a pub car park on the bench, this woman from the British Legion, and she obviously knew what I was. I looked like what I was, a heroin addict. And then she mentioned about Tom Harrison House, and I'd never heard of it. And she said it's a treatment centre for ex-veterans in Liverpool. I remember my first day knocking on that door. I remember coming in and all the current clients who were in at that time and the graduates just made me feel dead welcome. And I couldn't believe that all these were like ex-soldiers and ex-Navy and ex-RAF. You know, it's just an amazing place. You know, I'd been taking drugs for 32 years. I've been a heroin addict for 18, and this place took me back to basics, and it's taught me to cope. It's taught me to hold my head up high and, you know, look people in the eye. And I had 2 children by the age I was 19, so when I went in the forces at 24, my children were already probably about around 5, and I was just missing them. And all, as much as I loved my children and my family, you'll put heroin before anyone. And unfortunately that's what I did. My oldest son has just had his first daughter, so I'm a granddad now. I'm able to buy my children things. I'm able to go and visit my granddaughter. I'm consistent now. If I tell you I'm gonna be there for 9 o'clock, I'll be there for 9 o'clock. I'm trustworthy. I'm honest. I'm reliable. I'm able to take responsibility now. I'm happy. I'm in a job where my experience helps people. I'm able to provide for my children now.